What's going on, guys? So the top 3 questions I actually get asked on this channel are, what synth should I buy? What synths do you use? And how do you make the music that you make? I guess they're very intrigued by the behind the scenes look at how I actually compose or produce music. I've been super reluctant to do this. I find that everyone's process is unique and I don't want to be some sort of a teacher telling you how to do it. I just do it my way and it works for me. But I'm doing this video in collaboration with Antelope Audio. So we're gonna sort of show you how I make music behind the scenes, and hopefully you can get something out of it. If you've been one of those people asking, this video after 5 years is finally for you. So jumping in, instead of showing like a song that I'm producing for an artist, I have a few of those. I thought I would show how I actually start from scratch and record everything in. And you can see my workflow in terms of like the synths I use, which are mainly the Prophet 6, the Waldorf Quantum, the Sub 37, and the Tempest, in which I use more as a controller than actually maybe a drum machine. But you can also see is how all of this interfaces with the Antelope in terms of recording, and also how I record bass and guitar and some percussion stuff. I always set up a mic so you guys can see that as well. So I'm gonna record some drums in, see about this real quick. I know how I feel about that kick drum, so I'm gonna change it up. I feel like kick drum's everything. Sometimes I go on and on about kicks. What I really like about the Discrete 8 Pro is like it's got great preamps, and something I do anytime I record a drum track, I always record like something live, like a live shaker or like a tambourine, something to give it more of an organic vibe, right? So I have a microphone that I'm gonna plug in, and it's super easy. Boom, I move over to the mixer. I can change it up to the input of preamp 2 to a mic, plug in my mic, turn on the phantom hour, and boom, I'm gonna record a little live shaker against the drum track here. So let me hook that up. Boom, turn on phantom power, turn this up a little bit and record it. That's what I'm gonna record in. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've always wanted to have a bit more flexibility with like onboard DSP or FPGA effects, and the Discrete 8 Pro has all that stuff in the box. You can see right here, I'm actually gonna record the bass using this Drum All Night, which is similar to my Valley People Dynamite. And I knew the effects were really on point when the emulation of the peak and average on the Drum All Night is extremely similar to the hardware. I knew they were on point when they did that, honestly. So I'm actually gonna also record the guitar using some of the other effects, which are the guitar amp and this chorus vibrato called the Memory Cat Brigade. But we'll get into all that once I'm at that point. I'm gonna actually record some bass in once I get the chords going, but for now, I'm gonna switch the mic off back to line. I'm gonna record the keys via just my Rhodes here. Let's record some chords in. See how that sounds. Sounds kind of funky, I like that. What's sick is I have already set up on the Discrete 8 whole little block of stuff for bass. So I'm gonna go, I have my Drum All Night set up in, it's a compressor. So I'm just gonna plug in my bass and then see what we can get in terms of like, I don't know, just lay down something. I really like that I'm already over here, so I could have switched between anything, but it has my setup already for bass on preamp 1. Okay, sounds decent for a temporary cut, right? So it may sound strange, but what I really like about the Discrete 8 Pro is like, it looks like it's not even on 99% of the time. It just works. And that's why I think I'm more attached to the software of it instead of, say, talking about like the hardware itself, because the hardware just seamlessly works. And I like when things just don't even seem like they're in your system. You're just constantly moving forward like with creativity. So now, boom, I'm gonna record guitar, and you can see I have some stuff set up. I've got a guitar amp, and I've got the Memory Cat Brigade. And we're gonna hear just before and after on the effects, right? So I'm gonna bypass them and engage. Kind of sick. Sounds good. I'll take that. I typically like to record like 2 sets of guitar things, so I'll record one more on the other side, just maybe something different. That sounds good. Harmony-ish type add. Cool, I like that. So now I'm gonna hook up the Prophet 6, easy, because I'm just gonna go over to the mixer, change these to line inputs, right? So I got my line input on 1 and 2 now, and I'm just gonna hook up my Prophet 6 to the line inputs now. Just something fun. I don't know. This is how I kind of get my rough ideas going. Work super fast and just like go through the ideas. Don't worry too much about like what actually comes out, as long as you're getting the rough ideas down and you can hear a finished product further in the future, you know? That's really how I do it, honestly. You can check the track as it plays out towards the end, but this is just sort of a way I get like short loops so I can get better, bigger ideas as I work longer, fill out verses and choruses, bridges, things like that. But this is honestly just how I work at my studio, at home, every day, all day, and you know, yeah, that's it. Also, anytime I'm producing, I run my mixes through SSL Fusion and a Chameleon Lab 7721. That's sort of how I get a rounded out sound. Even when I'm doing just rough tracks like this is a way to really kind of get the music flowing and sounding like it was a finished mix, even though you're just doing like rough stuff. To wrap up, I feel like people are gonna say a $2,000 Discrete 8 Pro Synergy seems like too much for me and my setup. And I would personally say that the Discrete 8 Pro Synergy includes the most important things to me. One, I always heard the Antelope D to A to D conversion was awesome, and I can vouch for that 100%, especially the spec on the headphone outputs. And I use headphones a lot. That's just how I feel comfortable working. And the spec there is great, as well as the dynamic range on the main monitor outs. 130 dB on main monitor outs on any interface is crazy quality. And since even myself, I play synths outside the box, but a lot of the majority of my work comes from stuff inside the box and tracks that have already been recorded. And because of that, I want to be able to hear what the heck I'm doing. And the dynamic range on this, like, it kills anything. My old interfaces and stuff, I'm hearing so much stuff that I didn't hear before. So the internal DSP and FPGA effects, those kill in terms of like actually recording into the box with low latency. Eventually, when it gets to AFX to DAW, I can't wait to use like the onboard effects. And honestly, the routing matrix, everything is really like, everything is so much higher end than you could actually imagine it being for the price. Looking at other comparable interfaces, honestly, I wouldn't personally want to go with something else. This just seems to work exactly for the things that were missing for me, which were recording with effects on the way in and being able to hear it, and the D-Day conversion so I can hear what the heck I'm talking about. So different video, but I appreciate you guys watching. Partnering with Antelope Audio for something like this really helps keep pushing the channel forward, and I can't thank them enough. So remember to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see ya